Are you more afraid of losing than you are excited about winning? Then I have an interesting spot for you. Check this one out and think what you would do on the river in this situation.
So it folds to the small blind, who makes it 10. We have pocket queens, very easy 3-bet to 30. Small blind calls us. Now we have a king high flop, small blind checks. We could check here, but I basically play a range bet on a king high board, especially in position. So I definitely bet here small because we can get called by a 10, by pocket jacks, by pocket 9s, 8s, 7s, even a draw. Definitely not gonna check behind here, and we get called. Now the turn is another king, the small blind checks. Obviously this is quite good because it makes it less likely that he has a king. But I still decide that now I don't want to make it look like I have a king, so I don't want him to fold out a 10 or an under pair. So I just check behind, expecting that he might bet the river, which he doesn't do. So that shows me that unless he is getting very tricky and waiting for me to bet so that he can check raise a king here or a set, I think we have the best hand at least 90% of the time. And if we have the best hand more than 90% of the time, we can definitely value bet, and we can even value bet big. And ask yourself, how big would you go here? Because I know a lot of low stakes live players wouldn't bet at all because they would be afraid of some of the small blind having a king or another hand that beats them. Or if they bet, they would make it something like 25 or 30 just to eke out some value. But I decided to go for 75 here. I think I could have gotten to even 90 or 100 because it looks a bit bluffy if I do this, because he'll think, oh, he can't really have a king because there are two kings there on the board. So what's he representing here? He wouldn't go that big with queens or jacks. This opponent actually did put me on queens. He said, do you have queens here? But he still flicked in the call, and he showed jack 10 after I showed my queens. So you see, we can get value. Don't be afraid to bet big for value when you are upwards of 90% of having the best hand.